the public
it's like mine.
And you know, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, it take I go to the sidewalk. The council building the sidewalk up there. The council. And it's a mere sidewalk program. And I'm certain I want to find out from the superintendent again whether Councillor Thomas sat down with yourself or the superintendent and said, take this out of my PRF and contribute to the program.
Ask him.
Soup can answer.
You know, it come across a particular way, man, and it don't sound right. And you're there criticizing the best person who come here to this council as PDC chair.
True.
And go and get the result, go and get the information. She's doing a good job. And I'm impressed with you, Dr. Dove.
Chairman.
Mr. Councillor Thomas. Councillor Thomas.
Man is duplicitous and disingenuous, man. Pathologically mendacious.
Mr. Chairman, you know, and I listen to my colleague very carefully, and I'm not sure what is the point he's trying to make. But Mr. Chairman, at no point in time, or what I should say is that if information is wrong, it should be corrected. And not because we are doing our work is taking place, which we all advocate for, because speaking on behalf of the community and the community members, I can list a number of things, but we are not here to tear that down. We are here to encourage more and move forward, and the correct information must always be shared.
Stop the
It must always be shared. Guide things for the correct information. It is not tearing it down, but not because we're doing something mean. We must always say things and everything must be accepted. It must be corrected when it is correct. So
that's why you're correcting.
All right, Chairman. Asking where the report comes from is something for the information to be passed on. Don't view it as a negative because we ask for information.
Boy, I tell you.
Duplicitous.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, I should have dealt with this matter earlier and when we took the report on roads in the parish. But since we are discussing Zoso, I just want to point to the fact that the road was repaved and now we need the pedestrian to be repainted. So I'm going to ask that the superintendent contact the National Works Agency and ask them to speed up the process because school is still in full effect.
That's how you advocate.
And it is very important.
That's how you advocate. That's advocacy.
Mr. Chairman, I did an update on that. We from the community and the CTC was going to paint the pedestrian crossing, but in discussion with the NWA region, he said they have in their scope of work to stripe the road and paint the pedestrian crossing with the proper paint that won't be erased, and that's the reason why Councillor Bernard, we hadn't gone ahead and painted with the regular paint which rub off quickly. So we have been in discussion, Mr. Chairman. We don't need to come here and speak every single thing. Not in the pipeline, it's in the discussion, it's part of the scope of work, and that is and that has been advocated for. Okay?
Chairman, I too must concur with the Senator's statement earlier pertaining to Dr. Dove. Since I've been here as an elected representative, I can say to you that the PDC reports are always on point, direct, and Dr. Dove has been doing her research and putting the information together. However, just recently I was on a particular social media platform, right, and I saw where Councillor Thomas is the representative there doing some work on a sidewalk. I even called the superintendent and said, "So, you know, I have an interest in having a sidewalk program into my division," right? But superintendent was hastened to say that this was the work done by the mayor, and that was by the councillor. So I was like, boy, you know, I am being misled by colleagues within this council, because if you're saying that it's a working councillor doing the particular work, and I'm interested to have CM in my division, I know I'm hearing that it is on behalf of the mayor's sidewalk development program for the entire parish, or the city of St. James, should I say. But you know, there are so many things that is happening, and since we're on road and sidewalk and all kind of things pertaining to the PDC, just recently, being in the Mount Salem, I saw him to visit a family friend there recently, and by walking into that area, I believe that we as councillors here should pay a visit into that division, because I'm telling you, Zozo is doing wonders in that community, and it's something that I heard the councillor saying that, boy, the Zingsern program have been there for a while, and you know, other programs have been around, but I believe that we as councillors should take a visit in the particular division to see some of the work that have been done by the Zozo, led by the administration currently holding the House of Parliament.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, and that is it.
Thankful for that sidewalk to the hospital,
Okay.
which you know will pass that resolution, get the fund from TEF. And I'm requesting from you, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Mount Salem resident, that we extend that sidewalk not just to the hospital, but down to the Open Bible Church, Mr. Chairman. I don't think we can get that done, Mr. Chairman.
Didn't you hear the mayor say that he's doing that?
I'm going to show you something. I want to show you something. I spoke about how partnership can be done, you know. And Councillor Thomas, listen to this one. Because I said if he could sit down with the agencies, remember I made that comment? Councillor Vernon, and it is modesty, you know, he doesn't like to blow his own trumpet. But out of his PRF, the painting of the pedestrian is being funded. The painting of the pedestrian is being funded out of the PRF allocation to Councillor Vernon. So that is what I talk about, the partnership. Don't just get up and going on as if and you're not contributing to the thing. And you can contribute and extend. That's how you build partnership. And that is dovetailing between local government and central government. That's all I'm saying.
All right, thank you.
It is not that.
I'm saying when I have discussion with him at NWA and he tell me that is in the scope of work, he's not telling the truth. He's not telling the truth. Mr. Chairman, again, being disingenuous, right? You just
Councillor Thomas, I've heard enough of you. Councillor Thomas, enough. Thank you very much. I think this was a lively discussion, and Dr. Dove, continue to give your report.
Mr. Chairman.
We certainly appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman,
very enlightening, and it is a breath of fresh air in this chamber.
Mr. Chairman, before we leave from Dr.
On the
Dove.
same subject?
Yeah, no, Mr. Chairman. Already exhausted and school. I'm sure the council has learned a lot this morning. But Dr. Dove, based on a request, on the notes, just reading from your notes, it says that the Adelphi DAC, you were supposed to go to the governance body to find out if elected or a potential representative of a party can lead the DAC. Did you have an answer for us?
Yes, it's in the manual. Once you are an elected representative, you cannot be like a chairman for the DAC or PDC. So I spoke to Sharon, who is head of governance for SDC, because they are the ones mandated to fix the problem. So she said she got the information that I sent, and she will investigate it. No, it is a definite that it cannot be. So what they have to do now is to have an election done to have him replaced. So when she sets the date, then she will let me know.
Yeah, but Dr. Dove, I'm not sure an elected official, you're talking about a politically elected official by a ballot coming to, or somebody who is elected by the political party to head one of these organizations, because I have a similar situation in my area.
Yes, if
Activists. Okay. All right, okay. All right, I have one such, but I'll put it in writing and have the matter dealt with. I think we have exhausted that, and you know, as I said, Dr. Dove always give a very fulsome report. Olga report, Olga update, any?
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, colleagues.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a notice here, Mr. Chairman, regarding the consultation conference, localizing the Sustainable Development Goal. I'm going to read the notice. It is for all councillors, Mr. Chairman and Mayor. Notice is hereby given to all councillors and the Mayor of the Portmore Municipality that there will be a conference on Wednesday, November 7, 2018 at the Jamaica Conference Center in downtown Kingston. The conference is under the auspices of the CLGF with the support of the European Union. It will include presentation and discussions of Alga J research study on Jamaica and local government best practices. There will also be consultation regarding the local sustainable development plan and link to the sustainable development goals. So each councillor will be further advised as to this special conference, Mr. Chairman. So I want it to be noted by all councillors.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Any comment on LPSC report? LPSC report?
Mr. Chairman, I don't have a report as the meeting that was scheduled for the 18th of September, that one fell through. The next meeting is November 15 at 2 p.m.
Thank you. Report from the St. James Fire Brigade.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Let me first introduce myself. Assistant Superintendent Vasiana, representing Superintendent Doman. Report for September from the Jamaica Fire Brigade St. James Division. We are in a better state compared to the last meeting. Iron Shore Station, which was without a unit, has now received, the unit that was loaned to Trelawney has since returned. So currently we are at 3 units within St. James that has firefighting capabilities. In terms of high-rise, there is a challenge as those 2 units are still out. Later this month, there's supposed to be a recruitment drive in St. James, which is geared towards the shortfall which exists, and the fireboat station, which is scheduled to come on stream shortly, as those members will be coming from what exists already in St. James, which is already short. The fireboat station, which is being constructed at the Freeport cruise ship terminal, it's about at 90% completed. It is expected to be completed by the end of this month. The fireboat is still in Kingston. However, it will be down in time for the opening of the station. In terms of inspection carried out within the parish by the Fire Prevention Department, there were 58 such activity, and of those 58 inspections, there is a 15% non-compliant rate. Additional details is contained in the report submitted. Any questions?
I want to ask any question. Okay. Mr. Bassiani, you raise us an item that I'm very much concerned about. Has to do with the unit.
Unit, yes, sir.
The unit that is to deal with high-rise buildings.
Yes.
When you say high-rise building, this is one such in the scheme of things for Montego Bay.
Yes.
You have Seawind down by Seascape. You have out in the hotel strip there, you have a high-rise. I think that's about 8-10 floors. So what are you saying to me is that if there's a fire, you will have challenge in getting there to extinguish the blaze?
That's the reality. We'll experience some challenges in that regards.
So what happened to the unit that you now have?
There are two such in St. James. One is out of operation due to more of a technical reasons, electrical related, and the other is more on the mechanical side.
Councillors, you hear the report? So these units are in Montego Bay?
Yes, they are currently at the...
And may I ask, what steps are being taken to have these units repaired?
All right. Assessment were done on the units by our centralized maintenance/repair department in Kingston. As to what is required and the scope of work, invoices have been submitted by the maintenance fleet management department in Kingston. But it's a matter of when those invoices will be honored.
Can I get councillors, can I get a motion from the floor? Right? To be sent to the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development to treat with this matter. Post haste. This is a city that has several high-rise buildings. And what I'm being told, it's not good news. It's not fake news, but it's not good news. So, you know, the same thing happens recently. You can sit, Mr. Bassian. The same thing happens recently. And I don't know who is dragging their feet in these instances. A simple fire hydrant on High Level Road was supposed to have been dealt with some weeks ago, some months ago. And after we took a position that we will fund the money to have that fire hydrant replaced. It's about some 2 months after. You know, it can't be just invoices prepared, and this is an urgent matter, Mr. Vassiani. And I've always said that if your channel is not working, there's a channel named the mayor and the city of Montego Bay. We have responsibility. It is a sad state. Very, very sad state. Very, very sad state. So how long ago these units are out?
Those units have been out for approximately 6 months or so.
Can we do something? Just say something that we can send something out to the minister.
Mr. Chairman.
Of local government, because I'm sure that possible the minister of local government don't know these things.
Mr. Chairman.
And I'm sorry, Mr. But these are problems that can be dealt with your mechanical department.
I could not directly speak to that because for the one with the electrical issue, it has a lot of sensors, and some time ago there was an issue with one, and it was internationally. Someone came down and had it dealt with.
I still need something to be on the minister's desk within the next 24 hours. That's all I'm saying. So let us do a motion, send off a letter to the minister to the effect that there are 2 fire units based in Montego Bay that were designed to fight high-rise. And we have a number of high-rise buildings in Montego Bay. So if we should have a blaze now in any of them, it's a Mutual Life building, much higher than this one. Yeah. We'll be counting. So see if we can send something to the minister now, please. Because probably he doesn't even know that these things are happening.
Mr. Chairman.
Sir.
I respectfully beg to move this motion, as I am a former Jamaica Fire Brigade firefighter. I do know the extent and the urgency in which these matters has to be dealt with. And as such, I'd like to move a motion to the Minister of Local Government and Community Development to deal with the invoices and the issue that we're having with the Jamaica Fire Brigade units in the Western region, knowing that it is a tourist capital of Jamaica at this time. And as such, we move the motion for it to be dealt with expeditiously to have these units repaired. We have several high-rise buildings. We have a corner regional hospital that has multi-areas now. And as such, we need a first responder unit or units to be operational within St. James. Also, knowing that we have several hotels throughout the entire parish of St. James. And within the city, we notice that we have some current development, and as such, we need these matters to be expedited expeditiously.
Mr. Chair, before you say, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Before you second it, Mr. Chair, could we ask the fire brigade to send you, Mr. Mayor, probably copies of those invoices that is sent, so you can get those invoices to accompany your letter that you're sending, so that would be helpful to the process.
Thank you very much for that suggestion. If the invoices are available, could you please let us have them by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Those invoices would be in Kingston, and as such.
Do you have any copy of it that we could?
Ask Superintendent Roman to get it as expedited.
We'll try to get it to you as soon as it's possible, but they would be in Kingston.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
I'd like to lend my support and what's to this matter, because I have a situation that a couple years ago I
belong to an organization, Mr. Chairman, that contributed or funded to be shipped to Jamaica a fire unit fully assembled with ladders and so on, that caused a little bit of embarrassment to the organization that I belonged, because it was sitting in some country area till it rotted down. And just recently, your pronouncements in terms of a cooperation between our sister city, Atlanta, and what they are now willing to assist us with. And I would not like hearing the superintendent and the issues that we're having, I would not like the same situation to repeat itself. So I'd like whatever is necessary for the cooperation between the fire department, municipal corporation, and local government to have these matters addressed, and addressed in the priority that they deserve. Because I know of a fully functioned fire unit with ladders, with elevators that just went to waste, that was shipped here. Yeah. So we need to find out the best way to cooperate so we can have the best efficient
and this is why we're looking at bringing to the attention of the minister within the next 24 hours. That is what we are seeking to do, Councillor Marquez. So let us, there be no further.
Mr. Chair, can we check if the motion is carried?
Yeah, man. Would anyone object? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, yes. Local government reform update?
Mr. Chair.
Nothing. Building within the city? Building within the city?
It's on that, Mr. Chairman.
No further update. Water shortage in several areas of the parish. And I remember at our last meeting a couple of days ago, there were questions about the availability of trucks to truck water when areas are in need of water. Do we have anything on that, Sue?
We are working on a list of trucks that are available. That was requested from yesterday meeting, so I'm working on that. Also, the request by the chairman of Finance Committee regarding the balance, I'm working on it. You can probably get it this evening before the meeting is closed.
Okay. Any? Well, let us see how quick we can get that super, because from time to time I've seen where councillors are requesting water to be trucked in areas of their division, and it appears as if there is some problems. Sterilize trucks. Have we written to the president?
Mr. Chairman, we haven't received a response as yet.
We haven't received a response. Cuban committee, street light within the parish. I saw a report where the government intend to pay off all the arrears. I want to hope that when that is paid off, then we will have some of the problems that we now having. They have said that there is some 20,000 lights out of the 110,000 lights that are not working. And that was said in Parliament yesterday by the Minister of Finance. I would like to know if they're going to be paying for those 20,000 lights that are not working. And that is something that we should inquire about. But based on the report, based on the minister's presentation in Parliament, I got the impression that some 40,000 LED lights were installed, and the bill is reducing. The bill is getting less because of those LED lights. So if that is one thing that part of good news, I think that is a good news. But let us see what we shall see. Yesterday I had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Wilkinson. It wasn't to get, just wanted him us to look at putting 2 lights down by the soon-to-be taxi stand down by William Street there, to put 2 lights there coming. And he said that they will be coming to us soon to see how they will deal with the repairs of lights. And I think it is as a result of the discussion between JPS and the Ministry of Finance why he said that to me. So I would imagine that we should be getting a letter from them soon to discuss and to see how best we can treat with the repair of these lights. Sir? Yeah, I recognize your senior counsel. Yes.
Since the installation of the new lights, can this municipal corporation tell us how much we have saved since installation? Because one of the things that we were promoting is that we have saved money. Then I just want to ask if we get less bill, we know what we are saving.
You have the answer? You have an answer?
No, the street lights
Yeah, but Councillor Cho, what I understand the minister to be saying is that there is a reduction in the bills since the 40,000 lights were installed. So I would imagine that it is having some effect.
We can request it specifically.
Yeah, yes. It is a reasonable question. We could see what we were paying then, but couldn't we get that, Ms. Cunningham? Couldn't we request that to see what? Yes. Well, please. I mean, we must know, because when we are out there interacting with the citizens, we can say, we pay 200 million a month or 50 million a month for light bill, and you have an obligation to
Mr. Chairman.
Pay your property. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think it would be reasonable to look at the fact that, you see, we wouldn't get it at the local level in terms of what we are saving. It would be at the national level. It would be the consolidated amount from all the parishes right across Jamaica. And in my estimation, I would say that we have saved. And for that reason, the minister has announced that by a particular time in this year,
18-19. I would imagine that by the end of 18-19 budget,
right,
which we are in that year now.
Right. We'll be paying off the outstanding bill owed to JPS.
Yeah.
Right. So
yes,
something is being done in that regard, and when we pay off that bill to JPS, then we can know who is JPS accountable to fix.
You are so correct.
We can hold them accountable.
Yes, you are so correct, because the matter of fact, the money is in the supplementary budget to pay off JPS. Right? All right. Resolutions arising from the minutes, is there any? Is there any resolution? Okay, resolution for CES Reconcrete Mixer Truck Soup, I think the problem's still there.
We need to have a meeting and I want to see how this your schedule can fit.
No, just Soup, just check with my office because we have taken a position the last time for them to do certain things and I don't see that happening. Right? And we still have this deposit of material. Yes. Resolution regarding sales of community lands. Let's hope we have the title now, do we? We have the title. Have you gotten any update on it? I think he's at a symposium out by UA. I go to that.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
if I were to reflect on when this resolution started.
About a year now?
No, man. This is gone about 3 years. This was under the move under the previous administration.
Yes.
So we're looking at least 3 years. And it is not getting to the end. So that what is promised to the residents of Ironshore can be fulfilled. And each time, I mean, there don't seem to be any serious follow-up. Where the issue has reached now, was told from before the last meeting, which is over a month ago, is in relation to the titles office asking for the stamps of the stamp commissioner to be placed on it. That would indicate whether transfer tax and stamp duty has been paid or is payable. And there was an
Chairman, on a point of order. It's now 1 o'clock. We ask that we forego the standing order to facilitate the remaining items on the agenda.
There a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Continue.
So, I don't know whether this CEO is here. It was reported that communication was going to be done to the Commissioner General in respect to getting a waiver. Because the lands are lands that would have been transferred from the developer to the St. James Parish Council, no municipal corporation, as community lands. So for that transfer to be done, the titles office just says, well, get documents stamped. It's either none of these fees are payable, or the fees are payable and what it is, and whether we have to get a waiver, etc. But can I hear from the CEO whether the communication that was promised to be done to the Commissioner General in respect to those fees, whether it has been done? It's over a month. There must be some advance on the whole process.
What's going on? Where have we reached with this matter? It has been going on for a very long time. Very long time. Where have we reached with this matter?
Mr. Chairman, I know Mr. Manning was dealing with this directly, but what he told me was that they were still working on getting the waiver done for the transfer. That is what.
So what?
That is what I got.
So what is the process to get the waiver? I don't think it can be just a phone call. There has to be something in writing, outlining the whole circumstances, why we're really looking to get a waiver. It was community lands that was held in trust by the council, and then the community now needs the land to develop something which would reflect community activities. So I don't think a transfer fee should be paid. But if there's something that we are to do in order that we can avoid that fee being paid, then I don't think it can be in the form of a phone call. Has to be something stronger than that, Miss Cunningham. Could we have an answer on that, Ms. Cunningham, by tomorrow? Because Mr. Mannings is not here to give an update. All right? All right, let us see if we can get an answer. Because, I mean, honestly, this thing has been going on, and I'm glad that Councillor Sinclair reminded me that it's from the previous administration where he had moved the resolution and I seconded it. Right? And we should have gotten that out of the way a long time. And this is why, you know, sometimes the public thinks that the system don't work. And there's evidence to support their claim. Because, I mean, if it was a private transaction, it would have been done long ago. Resolution rewards to committee chairman. I think that it was supported by 7. So supported by 5 municipality. But I don't know. But tell me, but do we, and I don't know, do we have to get, couldn't we have it as an item where it comes from own source funding? Couldn't we as a municipality take a position via a resolution? No. The resolution that we had was requesting it. Couldn't we say,
I'm saying, the resolution referred to the sections that facilitate it.
Yes.
And it is included in our budget.
Yes.
So the issue that was to be determined is whether is it that the ministry signed off on the budget? Right. So the actioning of it is left to us. It's no different, you know, from if there is a co-opted person. When you have a co-opted person on a committee, the co-opted person can also be
compensated.
Given a stipend.
Yes.
Where is that stipend referred to? It is placed in the budget. And if you read the sections, the relevant sections of the Local Governance Act, it allows us to include that in our budget, and we did that. And the resolution was for it to be implemented in April of 2018. That's what the resolution spoke to it. The ministry is not going to tell us that we cannot do it, I'm certain. And there was a particular figure that I think the CEO and so forth had worked out.
So there was a figure that was discussed?
A figure, they did that.
Okay.
And they included it in the budget. But guess what?
So if it is a budgeted item?
Guess what? It is. As I say, when it is relating to matters on this side.
No, I agree, but for the purpose of it, don't
to blame myself today.
Don't bother. No, but no. We all know what it said. Thanks God. No, but if it forms part of the budget, Ministry of Local Government and signed off on, then no. To the best of my knowledge, they have signed off on the budget, right? And they have given us an era in which we have to have our own source funding to treat with. So I'm saying that it is a part of the budget, and I think we should start paying that to the chairman. Not when you don't have a quorum.
They have to meet with,
and
they have to do other things in relation to ensuring action and activity, and the appropriate coordination is done.
Agree. So can we start paying that? Can it be retroactive? Because it was in it was a budgeted item, you know.
It was a resolution move.
It was a budgeted item that was sent to the ministry that wasn't struck out of the budget. Right? The budget was sent, them said, okay, we will give you this and you will have to find that. And that's what we're working with now. Right? So let us see how we can start the process, Madam CEO. Yes. Yes. No, it was in the budget, and the budget was sent off, and the budget was approved. And if it was approved, then, if the budget was approved, and that was a part of the budget, then it was approved. All right. Okay. Resolution to rename Jimmy Cliff Boulevard. I think we are getting somewhere now because it is already renamed, you know, but we want to have a ceremony. But we can't have the ceremony without Mr. Chambers there. But he's mostly in Europe, and it's to get him here. I heard that he will be here sometime November, December. So whenever time he's here, I mean, I think the soup, we have a blueprint for the occasion. So if he's going to be here for 2 days, we're going to get him down for at least an hour and just have a ceremony and just have the thing done properly.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, yes,
Beg your indulgence. We have another pressing issue with the renaming of Jimmy Cliff, Gloucester Avenue to Jimmy Cliff Boulevard, Mr. Chairman. Over 9 months now, we've been the citizens and the stakeholders have been asking for civic numbering of. So when we bring them together to have this renaming, something might come back and embarrass us, Mr. Chairman. We need the physical plan and road and works to actively be working on the civic numbering for
civic numbering.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Don't hear nothing about it.
Yeah, there was something. There was something.
9 months now.
There was something. There was something. All right, Siop. I know it's Mr. Manning's responsibility, but please, see how you can get him to do. Resolution seeking to upgrade the 4th floor. We discussed it yesterday. There's still some work to be done. I know the floors are looking quite unsightly. I know they have some material that can be used to cover it. Some inexpensive material. You start doing that already? So what about the furniture that you had said would have been purchased? Those have been purchased already? Councillor, I mean, okay, look like it's okay. Impact fees still in limbo. Where are we with that? We have sent it off to quite a number of councils. Can you say who has, well, in my discussion with mayors from other areas, they all seem to be suggesting it because they're having the same problems as we are having. Huh?
My understanding, Mr. Chair, is that the framework of local governance allows each corporation to use impact fees and not necessarily wait on a ratification from central government.
Okay, so where's that document? Where's that? Do you have anything on it? Do you have anything on it, Soup? Can you assist us? Read the impact fee that municipalities can, without we having to get.
We'd have to work on this because the schedule of fees that we charge, we would have to a bylaw, which is a resolution to have it incorporated.
But,
we charge it.
So what do we need to do now? Instruct us, please.
Well, we need to meet
to determine the fee?
Determine the fee structure, right?
And who do we need to meet with?
I think we could have.
Could we have a subcommittee meeting of finance?
Not necessarily finance. Well, physical planning.
Yeah, finance and planning.
And I would probably ask if we could get some resource persons from other areas because it does impact on other agencies and stakeholders.
So you are saying that, so when can we look forward to such a meeting? And I am requesting that Councillor Magian chair that meeting, along with the chairman of finance, right? And yourself, Mr. Mannings, the infrastructure chair, yes. And we see how we can deal with that. So can we anticipate pulling that meeting together before the end of this month? All right. Councillor Magian. But I would prefer, Mr. Chairman, that when we go to the strategic retreat, then we would have dealt with that, so we can bring it to that meeting to say this is where we are after consultation with the agencies and other critical stakeholders, and this is where we are. Because there's no doubt that, and can we look at the other agencies of government that charges impact fees?
That's what I was thinking. What the commission does,
yes.
does an impact fee.
Yes.
I know probably they are the only ones that charge an impact fee. And we probably could ask, JPS has an infrastructure fee that they charge.
Do your research, please, Sue, for that meeting, and you will be the resource person of that meeting. So you will have to call the personnel for that meeting. All right. So, Councillor Magian, resolution to commission study drainage system in Montego Bay. I've heard quite a few announcements. I've not seen anything. Do you have anything, Sue, on that matter?
Well, as I said, reported that there was a study that was done from Montego Bay.
How long ago that study was done?
The study was done about 6 years ago.
So that would be quite recent, eh?
Right, and the zeroing on a couple of the areas that we are having problem with, the North Gully, the South Gully, the Hobbs Avenue situation was also there in it, but it was actually repaired with the recommendation from the study, the Hobbs Avenue.
So actions are being taken as a result of that study.
But Long Hill also they did a major recommendation for Long Hill.
And I'm glad you mentioned Long Hill, because based on my understanding, and I need for you to visit it, please. Nobody speaks to it. I heard that a section coming down has been broken away to the left. And there's a cavity there. Yes. So I want you to go and have a look at it for me, Sue, and report by Monday. Tell me what you have done. Monday is what? Is the best day to work. Tuesday. Oh, you're going away to Uruguay. When are you leaving? Sunday. Okay. All right. Well, tell your deputy to look at it for me, because I've gotten numerous complaints, and we can't wait till, anything bad happens. I won't even say anything. There's a... yes. Yes, well, I think the chairman of the committee, physical planning, should get a copy and drop a copy on my desk, and any other interested chairman. Right. Review as it relates to NWA to exit the parish and the municipal corporation undertake the repairs of patching. SUP, nothing new on that, but I must certainly commend you for the work that is being done in the city. I've seen some lovely patchwork seen up by coming down from Civic Center. You did the piece at Courthouse too?
Yes, sir.
You did Courthouse. and you come down and see a do piece, St. James Street. Yes, it looked good.
Market Street.
You did that.
No.
So we're doing anything today? We're doing anything today?
So we're doing asphalting, but not within the city of Montego. We're doing
Oh, you're up a go piece. You know, I would advise you councillors to be careful of what you put on Facebook, because I was in the deputy's office this morning and a resident from the area that is being asphalted is telling the deputy that she need her driveway to be asphalted. So that is the expectation. That is the expectation based on how well the prosperity is working. Yes, so we have to, sorry.
Just to add to the areas that you mentioned.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We also did some work at Harbour Street.
Yes.
Harbour Street intersection with Market Street.
Yes.
And Embassy Place. We also did some works. Yes.
Okay. Keep it up, Sue. Keep it up, Sue. Keep it up. Slum upgrading, disaster mitigation, feasibility study, King Street, William Street. I think this matter is being given some attention. I was in a meeting this morning with the Minister of National Security, and I think it appears as if some work, I don't want to, but some attention will be given to that area. I won't say anything more at this time. Resolution, Minister for an order directing that the provision of parish council. Yes, this is another one against you. Where are we with it? Where are we with this one? We need parking out by Jimmy Cliff Boulevard. There's nowhere out there to park, super.
Yes, sir. We are working on
the section.
Because what happened is that we have to get it gazetted.
Yes, but have you spoken to the move of the resolution as it relates to the section and you know what it covers?
Because he's probably more affair with the
But this is what I'm saying. Have you been collaborating with him?
Well, yes, we had spoken about what we need to get done, and that's what we're working on.
So what you spoke about, have you gotten it?
We have the process because we have to send the minister.
No, I know we have to send all of that, but I don't want to send something to minister. We know all of that. But what I need you to do is that when you send the thing to the minister, or to the minister, all of that would have to be done first. Please, man, no make when you start getting your pension at that time it come true. I'll tell you all the while, you know. Yeah, you need to create some legacy. But it is something that resolution to rename Sunset Boulevard Godfrey Dyer Boulevard. I think that one has been gazetted already. But, ma'am, you have a report, Ms. Cunningham? The 14th of August it was gazetted. And that's an area, Councillor, the Godfrey Dyer Boulevard, which is Sunset Boulevard, which I know most of us as travelers. A position was taken that we would do a sidewalk rehabilitation and beautification program on that stretch of road leading from the airport into Bottom Road. And at the same time, I know that the design for the Welcome to Montego Bay sign is actually completed and the work should start. But I advise them that before the work starts, they should come and make a presentation at the council so we can be, you know, on the same page. Yes, it's very impressive. It's there, I can show it to you. So, sir? You need that, all right, okay, good. So, we need to have that stretch of road. We need to have the, the sidewalks, and we need to do a beautification along that stretch of road, because most cities, when you enter in the city, and you can jump off an elegant corridor, come on that, and then it's just look like we're leaving out of town. Have we heard anything as it relates to Southern Cross Boulevard? What is the devil in that one? We're working on that one? Have we established the area?
Yes, they have received all the information
that they require?
So they send it off to the
Okay.
appropriate process.
Right, okay, all right. Have we heard anything about the municipal officers serving tickets, traffic tickets? Anything on that? Not anything? Ministry of Health to investigate the use and disposal of some amalgam as it relates to the dentistry industry in Jamaica. Is there anything on that? Have you heard back anything? Councillor Vernon, you was the mover of that resolution. Have you heard any? Anything on that? Councillor Cummings, you had proposed the renaming of Quebec Road in Iron Shore, St. James to Dr. Chang Boulevard. Where are we with that, Sue? Is that a parochial road or a NW road? So that Quebec, was it an established name road? Okay. So have we sent off the resolution? Huh?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it's just that we had a little concern from Ministry of Economic Growth.
Yes.
Say that a section of the road will be used. I think they're going to take
Yeah,
up a
I know
section of the road, but
the
we
new
still
road that
send
is
the
being
info to-
proposed will impact somewhat,
Yes.
but that it will only impact on only a section. It's not all of the road.
However, we still send the information to the Ministry of Local Government for them to have it
Okay.
dealt with.
I probably just name the new road after him. The whole road, yes. Yeah, we just name the bypass after him. Yeah. Where's about that, Willie? Yes. Of course. Yes. Well, I heard a big announcement last night. Proposed employment of an in-house attorney. Where are we with this one?
Mr. Chairman, can we have this move to HR? Because it's now a HR matter.
Oh, it's a HR. Can I have a motion? Moved by Councillor Coke, seconded by Councillor Cumming. All in favor? Rainwater harvesting and building application. This is a matter that I know the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is very much interested in. I took this recommendation from here when I was addressing the Minister Samuda at in another position. And as a result of that, he was making a remarks at a function Monday night. And he echoed the same sentiment that when we are approving buildings approval, it doesn't matter where that we have that in our building approval, that a 5,000 gallon storage be a part of the condition of approval. Because what is happening now, based on climate change, the existing systems might not be able to can stand up to the frequent supply of the commodity. So a 5,000 gallon, because in some islands you have to do that. You have to put in rainwater harvesting before your thing can be approved. So I would say that, I mean, we can send it to other municipalities, but as it relates to us here in St. James, I think we can use it as a part of our way of saying to the builder that you have to, this has to be a part of the conditions, right? Mayor's announcement, I think that's where we are now. Well, we have just returned from a visit to Atlanta City, where we attended the 25th anniversary of the Vin Martin Atlanta Sister City Medical Mission. We were well received, and the following week we have the Atlanta Sister City Health Mission in Montego Bay, and as we speak, they are here now doing voluntary work and really treating the people of St. James. I went around there on Monday where they had the official launch, and the place was full, both inside and outside. So Dr. Johnson here, she was a part of that, and I'm sure that she, with her medical expertise, can attest that they were doing very good work there. I know they have visited a few out clinics, and based on the report that I got, the people were very, very satisfied. As a result of that, this year is their 25th as a mission, as a health mission. But as it relates to the sister city relationship with the city of Montego Bay and Atlanta, it is now 46 years. That relationship is 46 years. And what I did when I went to Atlanta, I meet with the critical, well, first I met with the mayor, which she really took time out of her busy schedule to be with us. We were trying to get a confirmation even before we leave Jamaica, and we didn't get it. But eventually we met her, and they are very upbeat in wanting to have more meaning to the sister city relationship. So we have started the discussion. We have met with their fire chiefs who have made certain pronouncement, and I have written to them, and I'm anticipating hearing back from them so we can start some further dialogue and some further discussion. So this evening at 7 p.m., councillors, you are invited to be a part of the 25th out by Sea Garden Hotel. We're going to spend about 2 hours there to, speak to us appreciating the service that they have been giving us over the years. And not only councillors, the heads of department also. Sorry about that, but I normally leave the best wine for the last because I realize that most of the heads of department are females. You understand? No, most all. Oh, yes. That's a low blow. That's a low blow. That's yeah. Okay, fine. So at 7 o'clock this evening, we want to meet with them, and I'm sure that a number of you can meet with them also, because these are people who come here every year, pay their own expenses, buy their own medication, and at least what we can do for them is at least to have a nice function for them this evening. Our local government month that will continue. Tomorrow we have the Cross Island Run. Sir? Right, so at 11 a.m., Friday the 12th, there will be a handing over ceremony at Sam Sharp Square, and I am asking all councillors to be there, to be a part of this handing over ceremony. Sunday, October the 14th, will be our Heritage Week Thanksgiving church service, and it will be held at Burchell Baptist Church. That's just right up at Market Street there. And we will be celebrating our 38th year as a city. And when exactly is that date, Miss? When is the anniversary date? And shouldn't we be looking at, where's Mr. Tingling? Shouldn't we be looking at a full page advertisement in the Mirror as a city? Our city status anniversary. Shouldn't we be doing something in the Western Mirror?
Yes, Your Worship. I will be pulling.
Stand
I will be pulling some information together, and as we had discussed,
yes,
we will look at probably highlighting the mayor who was in office at the time.
Yes.
To whether pull some information from him or use him as the backdrop to present the case. But it based on discussion again with Mr. Paris from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because it is a celebration that is not at a milestone stage. The effort to have a major event would necessarily...
No, it wouldn't be a major event.
No, I'm talking about a ceremony or something.
No, it wouldn't have to be just something symbolic in the papers to remind the people. Because people know that we are a city, you know.
Yes.
But a kid, a child who is now 20 years of age, I'm sure that he or she would like to know the history.
Yes. So I'm pulling that together.
All right, pull it together, no? Let us see what can happen. Huh? We could do all that too. Yeah, we could do all that too. All right, and we could get sponsorship from across the business community. So we have that, and then Monday now, Monday the 15th, is our Heroes Day celebration, at Sam Sharp Square, and this function normally starts at 9:30. So we are asking all the councillors to come out and support, and our Councillor Crawford, I don't know if he wants to comment on that activities for that day, but I know he has been working tirelessly. And as a matter of fact, as a part of the activities, I think he has arranged a heritage tour for the city today, of which it is getting quite a bit of positive review. So, unfortunately, I won't be here on Monday. I myself will be in Kingston receiving a national award. So I will be absent at this time. Superintendent Bryce Grant, I have elected him to travel to Uruguay to attend a a conference to do with market infrastructure, market building, and other areas which fits into his own expertise. So I'm expecting that when he's back, he will be more informed and we can get more out of him, because I'm sure that his horizon will be broadened. So, Siop, I know Paraguay is a nice place. I hope you can dance the dance when you come back. They have a lot of birds over there. So wish you a safe trip, and I'm sure you will represent the municipality very well. So once again, thank you very much, and that would end Mayor's announcement. Can I now have a motion to move us to local board of health? Moved by Councillor Williams, seconded by Councillor Sinclair. Local board of health report, please. Local board of health. Is there anything from the local board of health? No barbers, no application, no nothing? Huh? Okay. Can I know? Yes? No, but I'll go in there now. Yes. Can I now have the report from the St. James Public Health Department? Because this is how it appears in the minutes. You know. Right. That comes immediately.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. Good afternoon, madam.
So firstly, I would like to remind you of our Adopt a Health Center program. I made the announcement at the last meeting, and Councillor Wint, I would like to commend him for committing himself to the Springfield Health Center, and I encourage you all to do the same.
Sorry, this Adopt a Clinic, does it fall within the same scope of the Ministry of Education? Is it along that same line? Sorry, the Ministry of Health.
Yes. What we are asking is that due to the constraints in our budgets, we are seeking the assistance of the municipal corporation to assist with debushing and so forth of the compounds of these health centers.
Well, I mean, that's not what I was thinking of as an Adopt a Clinic. I know the Ministry of Health is doing such a program. And I think what we're inquiring about is that what are the terms of reference? What would we need to do? Because from time to time we meet with churches, we meet with, persons who would like to give back to their community.
Right.
But I don't know the procedure. I mean, like a councillor dealing with a clinic in his division, I would think that that is basically the norm. I mean, when called upon, then, that should be the norm. But I am looking at how a body, right, can adopt a clinic for 2 years or 3 years and give the necessary commitment and support, like what I saw up in Mount Carey, Mount Carey Clinic, you understand? Because there are a lot of persons who are living in the diaspora who would like to make a contribution and like to do something. So it is along that line that I was thinking, but well, Councillor Winter has always been very attentive to his clinic at Springfield, so I know he will continue, but continue.
Or perhaps the parish manager or the medical officer of health
Yes.
can give you some more information in terms of adopting.
Right, that's what we
the
need.
sense that you're
Right,
seeking.
that's what we need. Good, thank you.
At the last meeting, I reported that we have received increased complaints of rodent infestation, particularly in the Crawford Street area of Mount Salem, with regards to the removal of the zinc fence. Right? So what we have done, we have procured more baits and starting Monday, we will do some rebaiting of the Crawford Street area. We will also begin baiting in the Cornwall Gardens community as well as Tucker. And Cornwall Gardens is phase 2 of the program. We are having some challenges with our staffing. With the last program, we had external persons coming in where we train and use them to conduct these duties, but now we have to be using our core staff, and it is impacting the other aspects of vector control. The enhanced vector control program has restarted effective October 1 with a total of 24 participants. An assessment was done of the railway lane area to determine the need for a rodent control program, and it is indeed needed. However, we will need some assistance from our dear councillor to conduct this program.
All right. A question. A question to Director of Finance or the CEO. Can we not assist from the respective, or do we have the funds from the respective council of PRF to assist in training some of these people temporary for a short while to assist in the process of, because see, we don't want the public health department seeking to do a good job, and they can't do it because they don't have enough labor force, right? And if it's a case where we could look at see how we could assist in, you know, for them training persons to assist. Like about how many persons you would need?
Roughly about 20, the least.
20? Thought you were going to say about 4.
I would have to work that out.
All right. I'm not sure we can deal with the full 20, but give us a cost, what it would, you know, for about 10 persons, and let us see how we can partner with you to see if we can, you know, because it is a very critical area of public health. And it's just that I thought we had gotten rid of all the rats in Crawford Street. They're still emerging. Yeah, what, I mean, you have mentioned Crawford Street, Cornwall Gardens, which, you know, it's more or less close community, but what could be causing, I mean, because I know an extensive program was done, and I saw a big number that were killed, but they just come back again. What could be the cause of that?
There are several things to consider. We have to consider the whole life cycle of the rodents and the practices of the community, despite our sensitization sessions. Right, so you might have had some which did not consume the bait and may have survived and they have reproduced. And based on the ideal conditions that have been provided, you know, harborage and they have food, so therefore they will continue.
But your education program still goes on?
Yes, it's ongoing.
All right, okay. All right, well, let us see what. Over what period of time would you need these people? Like if you're going to bait Crawford Street and Cornwall Gardens and Tucker, over what period you would need these people?
At least 3 months.
3 months?
Yes.
Wow. All right. Let us look at it, Ms. Cunningham. 10. Let us see what can be done. Yes,
yes, thank you, Chairman. She speaks to rodent control, but what about mosquito control in the parish? there are areas that are complaining about mosquito infestation. For example, Dallas, which is a community in Glen Devon, there is a report from that area that there are mosquitoes there as big as flies, as big as house flies. So I would want to find out if you have started your fogging, or is it a continuous process? And also the areas that you intend to fog, as well as the areas that have already been fogged.
The fogging schedule has been circulated. I would have to double check to see if this area is on it. If not, we can make provision.
Okay. So you don't really have a vector program now as we speak. You have a vector control program now as we speak?
Yes, I mentioned
it's
the
ongoing.
enhanced vector control program. It restarted
Okay.
October 1.
Okay. All right. Good. Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir.
The Adopt Our Clinic program, I'm not sure how one gets involved with that, but I'm recommending that you do a resume for each council of their communities, of their clinics, a resume, so we can understand a little more about it and select which one from our community we most suited for
Dr. Johnson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. There are two programs that seem to be going on at the same time. The Ministry of Health has an Adopter Clinic program, which is the one that Your Worship would have been a part of, with the Mount Carey being the first one for us in St. James, and in Western Region we also had Petersfield. With that program, what we look at is investing a significant amount of money. We're looking at maybe like $1 million to be invested in the health center to provide support for infrastructural work and other needs that may are required for that health center. And I do know, Your Worship, that you did indicate an interest in the Roehampton, and we are considering how we can put together the information to provide you. But for that program, really and truly, it's initiated at the Ministry of Health under the Wellness Foundation. And there is, if you go on the Ministry of Health website, you would see an email address for Ms. Phyllis Hall, who is the coordinator there. We do, however, look for support, and yes, we use the term again, Adopter Clinic, for counselors to just assist us in the maintenance of what is happening of our health centers. So yes, we can also provide you with a listing of our health centers and a little profile with what the particular needs are, and then you can determine. Going pictures kind of us.
Okay.
You're looking for a big portfolio here. I can't guarantee you. I don't have the PR support for that.
Right.
But yes, we can provide you with information to allow you to determine what it is.
What is there?
You can do for us.
Right. And this is why when I spoke at the time, I asked to get let me know what is needed so I can approach some entities to see what they can do, and if they can give me a 2-year or 3 years
yes,
adaptation.
Your Worship, I know your interest, and at present on our website, the Ministry of Health website, it is your picture that graces our page with regards to the Adopter Clinic.
Okay.
Your picture with the Honorable Minister at the Mount Carey Health Center.
Okay.
So yes, you are our ambassador, and you will continue to make.
Yes,
May I, Your Worship, just continue in terms of updating you on some other aspects of the work of the St. James Public Health Services. Our 22 health centers continue in operation, and I would have spoken at length the last meeting with regards to our healthy lifestyle, and we really continue to encourage persons to adopt a healthy lifestyle knowing what the figures are. Preparatory work for the implementation of the Jamaica Moves initiatives in school continues, and we continue to monitor our workplace wellness programs. We had a wonderful partnership with Jamaica Cancer Society at the end of September in doing our prostate cancer screening at the Montego Bay Cultural Center, and over 500 men were screened for prostate cancer. And in addition to that, they were also able to access screening for hypertension and diabetes, as well as HIV. This month, October, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we do encourage our women 40 years and older in particular to have a mammogram done, as well as to have a breast examination done by their health professional.
Okay.
We have concerns with regards to public health breaches within the parish, and closure notice would have been served on the Mount Salem police station in September due to breaches of the public health nuisance regulation. Some work has been done, remedial action has been taken, and to the point where we were able to remove the closure notice, but we continue to monitor to ensure that the work plan that we have issued to them is completed in a timely manner. Mr. Chairman, we continue to have concerns regarding the Charles Gordon Market, which has not yet attained the satisfactory status. Just to be mindful that as part of our disaster preparedness activities, we're winding down for the hurricane season, but we continue to be in a state of preparedness, and we will be participating in the MBJ annual safety simulation exercise later this month in October. Mr. Chairman, you made mention of the Atlanta Montego Bay Sister Cities mission team, and we also want to be very appreciative of this team, which we know your office would have been instrumental in collaborating for them to come here. And in addition to providing services at the St. John's Methodist Church Hall, they did utilize some of our health centers from which to provide well-needed services, including doing pap smears and seeing adults and children. The Springfield, Roehampton, Mount Carey, and Johns Hall health centers were utilized. We also benefited from their donation of supplies, and we did receive 3 beautiful examination couches, as well as nebulizer machines, digital blood pressure machines, and other well-needed supplies. So we're very appreciative of this mission team, which is highly organized and makes an impact each year. We also had the MB2 Dental Solutions being in Maroon Town and Mount Carey. They were also at Hope Clinic, and they offer dental services to our clients during this month. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. You mentioned Charles Gordon Market, that there are some issues there that needs to be dealt with. Could you send us a list of those issues so we can effect the corrective measures if they are within certain scope? Because I don't know what these issues are, but if you highlight them, then we could probably look at them and see how best we can address them. So just send us something on it, and then we'll see how we can start addressing that. Okay?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Right. Any question to Dr. Johnson, please?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I sat here and I felt a little bit jealous because they mentioned Councillor Wint and his adopting of a health center. And we had a little competition going on here between myself and Maroon Town, which, we at summertime we beat them for the beautification with the help of yours truly. And I don't think we got that, we got the allocates that we should, the knowledge that we should have. But that's fine. We are willing to assist otherwise. But on a more serious note, Mr. Chairman, I was in a community meeting recently, and questions was asked of me the rebuilding of the Adelphi Health Center. Because based on what we were told that some money was already extended to do fencing on that health center, and that there's some more that should have been done. So with this new thrust of the health services for us to adopt a health center, can any light be shed on the schedule for the repair, rebuilding, what has been done so far on the Adelphi Health Center?
Mr. Chairman, unfortunately, I'm unable to provide the necessary updates that Councillor has requested. I do know that the rebuilding of the Adelphi Health Center falls under the purview of JSIF. I have not been party to any recent meetings regarding this matter, but I will seek to get an update and provide same to you.
Okay. Thank you.
As soon as possible.
And also what has been spent already.
Thank you very much.
I think you went
you
through
can
that
you
already,
can make the
sir.
inquiries.
That which was spent would have been under the Sugar Transformation Unit Fund,
Okay.
and I think we exhausted that
You
matter
exhausted that,
some time ago.
Okay, that is the end of, which one, what is that? You have the, you're looking at your head, you know. See your head?
We have 6 barbers for renewal, 1 new, 1 renewal for barber shop, 6 renewal for hairdressers and trainees, 1 new cosmetologist, 10 renewal for cosmetologists, 1 cosmetologist trainee, 2 beauty therapists, new, 8 renewal for beauty therapists, 1 nail technician, 2 renewal for massage therapists, and 4 beauty salon, new, 12 renewal for beauty salons, and 1 butcher's license.
Wow.
All the persons have satisfied the requirements
Thank
of
you.
the various regulations, so it is here for the issuing,
Yeah,
approval of the issuing of the license.
what I would say before I ask for a motion, seems like we are getting a very high compliant rate, Mrs. Smash. It can be better, but it speaks volume that there's some level of enforcement and compliance. And I'm very happy to hear so many renewal applications and stuff like that. So I'll now accept a motion accepting the public. All in favor? Can I get a motion, ma'am?
Just a reminder to the council that the council had committed $1 million to the vector control program, which I'm sure you're aware of, and we had made some payments already, and we still have a balance on that program.
Okay.
Councillor Thomas.
Thank you very much. Can I now have a motion?
Yes, Chairman. I move that we revert to council.
Yes, the commercial matters. Municipal matters. Are there any municipal matters? Are there any municipal matters that referral from other committees? Is there any referral from any other committees?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Is there any building subdivision matters? Nothing. Anything for statutory declaration? Anything for subdivision first approval?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Any certificate of compliance, charter application?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Affixing the council seal? Abandoned parochial road, Friendship St. James. Where are we with that now? What was the decision that was taken? West Indies Home Contractors that offered to pay us a certain sum, and we had gotten a valuation but it was said that based on the PPP with the government, consideration should be given so they pay what they had recommended here. So I don't know what is our position on that matter. Did we seek advice from local government? If we could do that. Remember, we had gotten it valued and we have dealt with it.
We have submitted the relevant documents to the Ministry of Local Government for the approval under the land divestment policy.
Okay, so we haven't gotten it back as yet?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good. Is there any new resolution? Is there any new resolution? Is there any resolution? Yes, Councillor. Yes, Councillor. Wint? Yes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Resolution tabled at the finance meeting of the St. James Municipal Corporation, Wednesday, September 12, 2018. Whereas the residents of Mafuta community in the parish of St. James with a population of over 3,000 have expressed the need for a fully effective community center. Whereas the Mafuta Community Center was being used as a multi-purpose center for training and meeting purpose, and also a disaster shelter. And whereas the community center in Mafuta is needed of general refurbish to improve the aesthetics and surroundings, be it resolved that the St. James Municipal Corporation Finance Committee at its meeting held Wednesday, September 12, 2018, hereby approved the estimate in the amount of $7,575,800 to refurbish the Mafuta Community Center. Be it further resolved that the resolution be submitted to the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development for funding from the Equalization Fund.
Is there a second for that resolution?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Can we now send that off to the Ministry of Local Government to see if we can get the necessary funding? And let us expedite that one, because the center there is exactly what it is used as a shelter. It is used by the Police Youth Club to have summer camps, and over the last couple of years they could not use it because the roof leaks profusely when it rains. So let us expedite that process, Madam CEO. Councillor Vernon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I have a resolution for municipal corporations to collect and manage trade license fees and data. Whereas every person carrying on a trade or business shall take out a license of such trade or business each year. Whereas the fee for a license is collected by the tax administration of Jamaica but enforced by the municipal corporations. Whereas the revenue earned from license fees make up a significant portion of all corporations' revenue and not the revenue of TAJ. Whereas the License on Trades and Businesses Act is outdated and lacks the necessary penalties to induce enforcement. And whereas the corporations need relevant applicant information and compliance rate to effectively and efficiently manage business trade fees, information that is not readily available to the corporations. Be it resolved that all collection of fees and trade license information be managed by municipal corporations for efficiency, transparency, and improvement in compliance and revenues. Be it resolved that the Ministry of Finance reviews the Trades and Business Act to meet the demands of the current day economy, as well as compliance fees and payment rates as per retailer classification. And be it further resolved that this resolution be sent to all municipal corporations for support and to the Ministries of Local Government and Community Development and Finance for review and further correspondence.
So what you're seeking, what that resolution is seeking to do, is to remove from TAJ
right.
the collection
of trade license fee. The problem that we're having, Mr. Chairman, is that we try to get information from TAJ all the time in regards to the data, the number of businesses registered, how many persons are paying, the compliance rate and all of that. We can't get the information. yet we need the money to operate our own source of revenue, right? And it is one hand here and one hand there as it regards to the trade license fee. We want one complete thing where we can monitor the thing properly, structure it in such a way that we can increase the compliance rate, and also for the government to review the current act that is in place. Because they moved it some years ago for registration from 5,000 Jamaican dollars to between $45,000 and $75,000. And that, I believe, has affected the compliance rate. And if you're a business operator and you don't pay if you don't renew your license, you probably pay about $5 per day until you reduce it,
yeah,
until you renew it.
That is something though, I think, that is tied to the TAJ tax system. I think that is tied to the TAJ's. It's more than just the registration of the business, even though we prosecute. What I would, because that's a fairly new act, you know. I think that just came in about 4 or 5 years ago, where you pay this enormous amount of money for registration, and that in itself could have caused the level of delinquency that we are now having. I am not sure that we would have that system.
To manage it?
Yes, because we're talking about, I mean, if they would, for example, look at businesses which operate with an annual revenue of $1 million and under, and put that in our purview to do the collection. But, I mean, for us to, you know, I am not sure that we have that capacity.
In our budget, Mr. Chairman, we are looking at some $21 million for the year, for the financial year.
No, that is a joke.
Right, we can perform way better than that.
No, what is what I'm saying? That is a joke. That is what you probably collect on St. James Street alone. Because a business that earns $10 million and above, I think it's about $50,000 or $60,000 a year.
75.
Something like that. You're in the business, right? So I am not sure. You know, I would suggest you have some further discussion, legal discussion, and look at the law that governs the registration of business, the municipality and the TAJ. Probably you could have a discussion with the person in charge of the TAJ down here.
Well,
and if there's a case where enforcement needs to be had in terms of getting compliance, right? But I'm not sure that that is something that would they would want to give us any support, especially when we go to the Ministry of Finance, because business certificate is a big business. So whatever we have in our thing, $21 million, that is what they collect on probably Barney Street, if the businesses there are complying. Right?
Well, so, Mr. Chairman, I believe that the director of admin, the director of finance, at some point had a conversation with them at TAJ, yes, tried to get some information, but the information wasn't forthcoming. But I could, well, she is now acting CEO.
No,
CEO, so
she
I
still
could
have
ask
a contact.
her to,
she still have a contact and discuss
right,
with them.
just to say a few words on this.
Yes, I would suggest you do some more research on it, and see how best we can, you know, put that resolution forward, because I'm not sure what is happening in St. James is happening in other parishes. I'm not sure, but the whole compliance Because normally, when companies doing their returns, their auditor or their accountant, right, that has to be a part of the returns, where you have to comply with the registration. You know? So, this is why I say, you know, the TAJ, I think it's tied some way to their returns that they have to make on a yearly basis. But do some more research on it.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we can look at that. But
yes, do some more research on it.
All right, no problem. Another resolution to
yes.
create a bylaw to regulate excavation within the municipality. Whereas the St. James Municipal Corporation's Department of Roads and Works is responsible for maintaining the city's streets, sidewalks, curbing and drainage structures in a manner necessary to preserve the integrity, operational safety and service function of each. Whereas the corporation may allow utility companies, contractors and government agencies to utilize city streets, sidewalks, curbing and drainage structures in the interest of the public. The access to these infrastructures must be coordinated to prevent recurring dangerous and annoying interruptions to traffic and pedestrians, rework, and waste. It is necessary to have consistent and uniform regulations to adhere to when excavations are made. Whereas Section 51 of the Local Governance Act 2015, subsection 3, I, J, and L, regulations may be made for the opening up of the surface of any thoroughfare or public place, the laying and repairing of drains, gas mains, pipes, and the installation of sewers, the laying and repairing of wires, cable, and conduits underground in any thoroughfare or public place. And whereas the Local Governance Act 2015 gives all corporations autonomy to create and implement bylaws to regulate the aforementioned, be it resolved that this council approves the creation of a bylaw to regulate the excavation or opening up of any thoroughfare or public space, be it road, drain, sidewalk, or any space within the municipality. Be it resolved that under the Local Governance Act 2015, Section 24, subsection 4D, in addition to the functions of the Chief Executive Officer, he shall ensure timely and appropriate execution of policies, decisions, and programs approved by the council. And be it further resolved that the Chief Executive Officer of the St. James Municipal Corporation presents a documented bylaw at the next General Council meeting reflecting necessary regulations for deliberation by this council.
I'm not, is it the Chief Executive Officer or the Chief Engineering Officer?
Executive Officer.
Okay, Siop? Huh? Is Siop? Yeah, based on that resolution that the council is running.
It was sent prior to this meeting.
He has read the resolution.
Is this the resolution now?
It is.
Because this is the first I'm seeing it. That's why I'm asking.
You can serve a notice days
when?
before.
I have my email.
7 days before.
Check on me every day. So I wanted to some time to review it, Mr. Chairman, because it's the first I've seen it.
Mr. Chairman, even though Soup is seeing it for the first time, it is something that we can look at now, because we are looking at a presentation of a document. It's not a notice. It was sent prior to the
No, you have done what
the
requirement stated.
Right. Before, yeah, it was sent. So, what we are looking at here, Mr. Chairman, is a situation where persons just and agencies just go ahead and dig up roads, and then we can give the approval for them to go ahead. So persons who want to go ahead and dig up roads, dig up sidewalks, break up whatever they want to break up, they can be prosecuted for doing such.
Without getting the go-ahead from the...
Without getting an approval from the corporation. So and that is the bylaw we want to put in place. But to put the bylaw in place, we as a council, we have to approve a resolution recommending that this bylaw document be put in place, then presented to us at the next meeting so we can look at it, add, take away, and then send it to ministry for it to be gazetted. So that is what I'm putting forward, Mr. Chairman.
All right. I understand. I understand what you're seeking to do. But, you know, I remember at a meeting and at a water conference on Monday evening where the Prime Minister was speaking at. And this is one of the concerns also, where when NWA is doing a road, there has to be a closer collaboration with whether it's NWC, whether it is the cable company, whether it is the telephone company, that where lines, whether those lines that I mentioned, will be impacted on, then the necessary discussion, dialogue must take place. So, but don't we have a committee that the superintendent is a part of, NWA is a part of, NWC is a part of? Is there a committee like that, Sue?
No, sir. NWC is a part of that.
So what, well,
But we have the NWA.
yes, but NWC just dig up the road, but I don't think they just dig up the road willy-nilly. They normally dig the road to effect repairs that can create bigger damage, right? But what you are saying is that there should be some level of regulation to achieve.
Mr. Chairman, what the concern, you know, is that we can always sit and talk with them. But what is done after that conversation? Many times we talk to these agencies and many times we talk to persons, and after that then they just go ahead and do what they want to do. We don't want to be just collaborating with them, we want to regulate.
Okay.
We want them to report to us, tell us that they are going to do this and they are going to do that. And then we tell them what our plans are, so we know how to coordinate it after that. But if we don't put it that way, Mr. Chairman, then we are just going to have a meeting with them, and then later on they just go ahead and do what they want to do. And we have seen it time again. And what I believe the creation of this Section 51 was deliberate, because we are no longer a parish council. We are a corporation. And corporation is way more instrumental in its functions than the usual parish council. So what we need to do now is to put these acts laid out in Section 51 into effect.
We can have some autonomy over
right. So we need to put these bylaws, these regulations in place to regulate our municipality. The city is ours. And we are going to let everybody know that the city is ours.
Oh, I agree with that.
All right?
All right. Can I have a second for that? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Can the resolution be sent to the respective municipality? Any more resolution?
Chairman,
yes.
I am serving notice of a resolution to be tabled at our next sitting.
Yes.
For funds to be provided to overlay, that is to asphalt, the roads in the city of Montego Bay, as well as to repair some sidewalks. This resolution will be sent to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Yes.
I'd like to give notice of my intent to present a resolution through the St. James Municipal Corporation to the Ministry of Education at our next council meeting for scouts to be made mandatory in all schools. With the state of emergency and the SOAP that we're doing now, I believe discipline is a major part of what needs to be.
Scouts to be made mandatory.
In schools. Start from we're talking about scouts now.
They start at 7 years old, which I believe is the right time for us to get into the lives of the young people, girls and boys, because they're both boys and girl scouts. So I think in what we're doing, it will be a good time for us to make a move on that from in the institutions. Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right, okay. Do some research on it for me now, please. Do some research on it. Do some research on it if you can mandate without the consent of the parents. Because remember now, a child cannot give consent until he or she reach a certain age. So I would imagine, just like our passport, you'd have to get the consent of the parents. And if the parents don't believe in that type of thing for his or her child, then, you know, if it's to make it available at all high schools, fine. Because I'm sure it is available at most high schools. But what you find out is that you don't have a large body of children who wants to participate. But you can bring, but do some research on the matter. Do some research on the matter. Councillor Magan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wish to give notice of a motion of a resolution presented at the next meeting that all schools, primary and high schools, be outfitted with crossings, marked crossings, and that it be pedestrian crossings and lights where applicable, stop lights, traffic lights where applicable, and also that it be gazetted that these areas be fitted with a speed limit.
Right. It's a very good intent. I want you to look at the road traffic law. Because most schools are supposed to have school signs and all those things. But they are not there. But I want you to look at the Road Traffic Act and, you know, see exactly. Especially the new Road Traffic Act. But it's a very good thing because most schools don't have pedestrian crossing. They don't have school warning crosses, signs. And you just drive up on a school and you don't even realize that you're at school. But when you check it out, you know, I'm wondering whose responsibility it is to put these signs. When it is impacted on a parochial road.
When it is impacted on a parochial road, it's the parish council, sir.
Huh?
But it should be, it would be the parish council because it is, but there is a road safety traffic unit that is attached to NWA that covers all the parish, the entire parish, parochial or main.
Or otherwise.
So they are otherwise. So they would have a responsibility, but it should be in consultation with us.
Yeah, but that is a very important matter that the councillor is seeking to raise because, you know, you have all these schools. There's no visible school signs. There's no, I don't know, pedestrian crossing. I don't know, you know, but there's no signs. I have gotten a few from here and put at some of my primary schools. But, I mean, I don't know. I just get them and put them there. All right, councillor. Any, and that would end notice. Any new matters? Any new matter? There be no new matter? You have one?
Chairman, I am just wondering if you could somewhat speak definitively to the whole matter of the drain cleaning. There has been suggestion by some councillors that maybe the council could meet us halfway. So I don't know if this is a matter that you're in a position to speak to.
Well, a resolution was moved, a motion was moved yesterday. I don't know if it was carried. I know one section was carried as it relates to a $5 million to do some work up at the infirmary. What was it? Nothing was carried yesterday. So All right. What I will do, councillors, I will again speak to the minister tomorrow about that funds. Right? And if it's not immediately forthcoming, I will speak to the CEO to see how we can advance some of that money until the bulk of the money comes. All right? And those councillors who have immediate and critical drain cleaning, right, could probably bring it to the attention of the superintendent, and then we'll deal with that. I mean, some might be more critical than others. Because I would hate to know that we could spend $200,000 to clean a drain and we don't do it and it creates community disruption. Okay? Right. You have that? You get that?
30 million.
You get that?
30 million.
Oh. Is there any other new business? This council now stands adjourned.